Well, good evening, everybody. See if we got our proper stuff up here. There we go. Make sure that everything's working right. What do we got for you tonight? Well, first off, it's going to be a couple weeks for the next show because I'm going to be out of town next week probably, and then week after that is Black Friday, so I don't think we're going to do one on Black Friday. If I'm back in town, we'll do something, but it's unlikely.
Oh, that's
what do we got for schedule? 11:15, which is Sunday. 11:29. A couple slots in that one. 12:12. CCW 19. We got a ladies only class, so everything's included: lunch, guns, ammo, safety gear, papers, everything that you need for the class for the ladies only is there. What are you laughing at?
Oh, we're trying to figure out you.
What's that?
Trying to figure out you.
You.
He typed it in wrong. We found something called you instead of YouTube.
Oh. That's interesting. YouTube.
You. Right? It's keyword autocorrect. I didn't know that.
Surprised you didn't get porn.
Right?
They're trying to figure it out. It might be.
No, this is the wife's computer.
Oh, now you're in serious trouble.
What is this?
All right, so ladies only. With we're working on the schedule up on the Facebook page and should be up on the website. Got a few classes to add, so hopefully you'll see some of that stuff popping up in your feed. We got a range and carry tip. What'd you have for us?
This is basically about accuracy drill. Pick 3 or 4 spots on your target and put a circle on them or something like that. You know, wherever, in the middle, on the corners, 4 or 5, whatever. And then vary your distances and make sure you can shoot that dot. Make them about 1.5 inches maybe to start out, and then go down from there. Maybe make them smaller, make them look bigger if you're really sucking at it, so to speak. And but make sure you can hit those spots when you go to the range. You can run this drill, 50 rounds. You can shoot them dots, 10 times if you're just 5 targets, 5 spots on the target. So that's a pretty good drill. You can vary your distances, positions, stuff like that. Do it from the holster without, just from low ready or retention ready or whatever you want to do. It's a good drill for just maintaining your accuracy. In the ammo shortage days we got.
Kind of like pool with your pistol.
Yeah.
And you can do that with a low round. You can get a good, a good workout. A good range workout with a a relatively low round count.
Yeah.
You don't have to go down there and blast through 200-300 rounds down range. You can go down there and work on very specific things.
Right.
With just a box of ammo.
Yep. And carry tip. Still in the day and age, you want to watch for large and unruly crowds, or an increased law enforcement presence in an area where you didn't expect it. Make sure you're right on the right side of the self-defense law, and if you're in your car, castle doctrine. If you probably no second chances when it comes to that, and you can be in one of those situations without even knowing it, and then all of a sudden you're there and right in the middle. So you want to be very aware, especially with some of the stuff we've been seeing about the election and and rioting again in Portland and everywhere. So just be aware of where you're at.
Yeah.
Make sure you're safe.
Look at that. Ryan's stuffing money in an envelope for me.
Is he?
Yeah.
You got something for me?
That's not money. There's no money in this house.
I don't have no money. I don't have a job.
I got three kids and a wife here. There's no money. Trust me.
All right, so what do we got for a video tonight? Let me see if I can find it here. All right, so this mess. Where did I find this thing? Armed Alabama Radio, FM Talk 1065. Little bit of background about this one. Obviously, this is a gas station. We talk about in a lot of our classes how gas stations, car washes, any place where your attention isn't on your surroundings or high likelihoods of attack. And this just kind of proves it. This was April 8th, 2017. I guess there's a fatal shooting of Ronald Morales. We'll take a look at this and then rewind it a couple times probably because this is pretty quick. This car right here is the car that's involved with that. Here comes Mr. Morales, pulls a pistol. I don't know whether there was something said beforehand. The door gets shut on his hand. Woman pulls the gun out and engages. So this, I want to rewind to about right here and see if we can pause this video. Major problem right here, right? So if we go back just a little bit, we're going to see that, see if I can get the exact scene in there. As this woman pulls her pistol.
Is that a woman? I think it's a dude.
Is it a dude?
I think it's a dude with long hair.
Well, so.
Because that's a pretty good 5 o'clock shadow right there.
Yeah, it is. So that's a dude.
We're not allowed to assume that anymore.
Well,
I was gonna say maybe it's a dude.
you're right. We can't do that. But it was 2017, so it's okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was back in 2017. That was okay then.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We're fine.
Yeah, all right. So in any event, this individual pulls a pistol, puts it across the roof of his car, and opens fire. And there just happens to be a car in the line of fire.
In the way.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know. It looks like this particular person is standing in front of the gas pump because his foot is behind the concrete U shape here. So there's probably some type of bullet stopping mechanism here if he misses. But
Maybe.
still, you got to be aware of this kind of stuff. The thing is, it's not like this guy over here had a lot of options.
Right.
And I think, personally, I think he kind of screwed up right here because there's obviously a passenger in there. We watched him shut the door. And if we play this farther, we get the individual attacking them. He just kind of, it looks like he just kind of blows holes in the top of the car here. I don't know if he's behind the vehicle at that point in time. The depth perception's off a little bit.
Yep.
But the dude just, he uses his passenger for cover right here. Right? So,
he's hunkered down behind the door.
Yeah.
And the passengers are getting out again.
Yeah, and the passenger's getting out because there's people shooting at him, which I kind of really don't blame him for that.
Yeah.
But then he heads around, both of them head around the back of the vehicle. I don't know why that dude the attacking dude put his gun down. But in any event, this guy runs off, and we don't know which one of these guys is the one who expired. There's some pretty good learning stuff in here, like don't use your passenger for cover. Maybe get out of the vehicle a little earlier. You know, use your cover properly.
Yeah.
Vehicles are bullet magnets. It's probably not a wise idea to, unless you're forced to, like this guy was, to use them for cover.
Right there in the beginning, when he came over, when he saw him, he beelined straight for that car, and I'm sure that, you know, and the guy, they saw him doing it.
Yeah.
Beelined straight for the car. Maybe right off the get, he could have just threw her in drive and peeled.
Yeah.
You know,
or reverse
drive. You know, just, you know.
Yeah. See, that guy shut his fingers in the door, stomp on it.
Yeah,
No,
you know,
yeah.
even before that, you know, he come peeling across the parking lot and kind of got up to the car. He could have. You know,
This whole thing feels like there was an altercation beforehand.
Yeah.
that's what
Inside of the
it feels
store.
like, and you know.
Yeah.
First off, you know, he could have drove away. We eliminated, you know, if you eliminate, okay, he didn't drive away. Definitely should have. You know, there was way better uses of cover.
Yeah.
You said the passenger's in the line of fire. There's a vehicle in the line of fire, so just moving around the vehicle and not being a stationary target and gaining that time and distance
Yeah.
could, you know, allow
That's
you.
how fast that happens, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 seconds. And that's the other thing to bring into this is people realize that situations like this are, you know, they're fast and violent. It's not, you know, it's not this long drawn out, you know, wild
battle,
west,
you know.
you know, the guys, you know, you got the guy out there setting your dual timers up and stuff like that
Yeah.
of, okay, let's see what's going to happen. No, it's,
Yeah.
you know, the whole length of this video is 24 seconds, and that includes him coming out of the gas station, walking across the parking lot,
Yeah.
and then now, I mean, the last 4 seconds was him essentially turning around and leaving.
Yeah.
So
The whole encounter
the whole
probably
encounter
more
is
like
10
seconds.
to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Certainly.
you know, count. You know, you sit there and count 10 to 15 seconds, and that is not a whole, you know, a quarter of a minute.
You know, that I was sitting here thinking, looking at the condition of the vehicle, you know, why didn't they just peel it out into the street? Maybe the vehicle's disabled or it doesn't work right.
Yeah.
That's highly possible.
Yeah.
Without any, you know, any more backstory of, you know, of the vehicle, but
Right.
there was a lot more things that he could have done, you know, well, using the vehicle. You know, you watched him duck behind the vehicle, behind the window, basically.
Yeah.
Behind his passenger and then behind the window, hiding. And,
Yeah.
you know, they
Probably not the greatest use to cover. Not the greatest
You know,
use of vehicle cover
the,
either.
you know, the thing that kind of saved, and I don't know if it did or not because we don't know. I think the guy in the orange was the one that was killed, but you can shoot through glass. You can see through glass. There's
Yeah.
But there again, and this is also you can definitely tell there's, you know, no training involved in any of this. Is
Yeah.
You know, a trained person that ducked down behind there. He was standing at basically the back passenger door.
Drop him right there.
Yeah.
Well, just fire through the glass.
Yeah.
You know, he ducked down. Okay, ducked down. I'm out of the guy's line of sight because I know he's still standing there. I've essentially just gained concealment, but as I drop down, gain concealment and press out and boom, boom, boom through the glass
Yeah.
for,
Yep.
you know, solid center mass hits. And you know, you can.
Yeah.
So you want to get training. So you know, you get training in pick up on all these things and be able to, learn your environment and your surroundings and, things that you can do, and you start to formulate that plan and use them to your advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's not a real great use of cover right there.
No.
And I closed my windows, so I didn't actually close it, but I took it down. Anybody who's been around this year, and I think, did Ryan fall out of his chair, Corey?
Yeah. Yeah, he's laying over here. It was a long day. I'm tired.
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah.
They kind of, anybody who's been around this year into the shooting sports kind of gets that there's an ammunition shortage going on. And after all of the ads load, Vista Outdoors reports an ammunition backlog of over $1 billion. $1 billion.
That's hard to recover from.
Vista Outdoor reported over a year's worth of backlog ammunition orders worth more than $1 billion in an official said recently. Vista was reporting its second quarter earnings when CEO Chris Metz detailed what announced the backlog, which he called unprecedented for the company. And here's the funny part about it. Vista Outdoors lost 1.17% on their stock price today.
Wow.
I mean, I think I'll be logging into my trading platform and buying some shares of Vista Outdoors at a discount.
Just to kind of put that into perspective, if you figure like an average cost of like $15 for, say, a box of ammo, which could be, low, high, whatever, 15, that is going to be, well, that's, my calculator would only go to 100 million. So 100 million at $15 a box is 6.66 repeating million boxes of ammunition.
Yeah.
Right?
So you multiply that by 10, it's going to be 67 million just boxes of ammunition.
Yeah.
67 million of these.
Yeah.
Short.
I wonder who they use for a packaging company. We got to buy stock in them too.
Well, look at all the magazines we got. We had that sale on Men 2 magazines. We knocked $1 off them because there was no packaging. They showed up. 25 magazines show up with no packaging on them.
Yeah.
There was a guy in yesterday in the store that said that a buddy of his had 10,000 small pistol primers and listed them on the internet someplace and got a call from Federal and they bought them all.
Really?
Wow.
And it's like, what? Yeah. honest to
Interesting.
God. It's like, wow.
Huh. So he says we currently have over a year's worth of orders for ammunition in excess of $1 billion, with demand far outstripping supply and inventory levels in the channel at all-time lows. We see strong demand continuing, and this metric informs our viewpoint of what a recovery or normalization could look like. He added he was providing the additional context to convey an underlying strength and strong foundational element to our business. 1.9 million firearms were sold in October, 65% spike from same month in 2019. SAAF Chief Economist Jurgen Bauer said in a press release at the time an estimated 18.6 million firearms had been sold so far this year, as 2020 continues on its record firearms sales pace. So Vista successfully bid $81.4 million to acquire Remington, its Arkansas manufacturing facility, and the brand's intellectual property. In addition to Remington's acquisition, Metz attributed the quarter's improved revenue to several factors, including a surge in hunting. One thing I wanted to note here, headquartered in Minnesota, Vista's sales were up 29% year over year at $575 million, while gross profit had surged 78% to $162 million in gross profit. So I would imagine that we're going to see some increased production capacity. I mean, somebody's got to. That 20 million guns. If everybody buys one box of ammo, that's 20 million boxes of ammo.
Yeah, so if they buy 3 boxes, that's the
backlog.
67 million. That's the
backlog.
67 million boxes of ammo.
With 3 boxes of ammo.
Yep.
Know what I mean?
Yeah. And
So-
that's just Vista.
Yeah, that's just Vista. We got Winchester,
Yeah. You got Fiachi,
Winchester,
Gula,
Black
Hillier
Hills,
and Bellick, Black Hills,
Wolf, PMC, Tula,
EMC, yeah.
Rio.
Sig Sauer. Yeah, Sig Sauer.
Yeah, all of the people that actually those are a lot of the big, the ones that actually manufacture ammunition for themselves, and it's not just rebranded Vista
Yeah, exactly.
company.
I wanted to see Sig Sauer pick up Remington because I wanted to see their manufacturing capacity go up so their price of their ammo went down again.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't always get what you want, I guess, huh? So this was an interesting one. From November 10th, I got this from the Cincinnati The Inquirer. Responding to protests, lawmakers want to allow Ohioans to use force to escape a riot. 2 Southwest Ohio lawmakers responding to the summer's protests want to allow Ohioans to use deadly force to escape a riot. Under the current Ohio law, residents can fatally shoot someone who enters their home or vehicle without trying to flee. Huge mass of information that is missing in that sentence, so not exactly quite correct. Principles called Castle Doctrine. New proposal from Republican Reps Cindy Abrams of Harrison and Sarah Carruthers of Hamilton would add another scenario. Anyone could use reasonable force, including deadly force, to escape the aggravated riot or riot if the person was facing imminent bodily harm. Sounds all great and well and everything, but I think it's really kind of like that already.
Yeah.
Because you can still defend yourself if facing imminent bodily harm from pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I think this is a feel-good thing. The person may take any steps necessary to flee or escape.
Stand your ground.
What's that?
Why don't they just pass stand your ground?
Well,
The
they've
only
tried.
thing- The only thing, depending upon how they write the law, of course, we already witnessed in this article a massive piece of information missing. Depending upon how they write the law, it might just strengthen the vehicle portion of the Castle Doctrine.
It might.
Yeah.
Might not. You don't know.
Well, this says they may take steps necessary to flee or escape from persons engaged in an aggravated riot or riots, but it would not be required under the proposed legislation. Abrams said this scenario would apply if a person was trapped in a riot in fear for his or her life. Riots defined as a group of 4 or more people gathered to cause violence, intimidate public officials, hinder education at schools, or commit crimes. In addition to disorderly conduct, those who participate in a riot face a first-degree misdemeanor. The thing that I don't like about that is intimidate public officials. I mean, we use mass gatherings to intimidate public officials on a regular basis. That's kind of why we do that as a citizenry.
Yeah,
Right.
it
doesn't mean
essentially
it's a
form-
riot.
No, it is essentially a form of it.
Form of
Trying to.
protest.
It's a
Peaceful assembly.
The other thing is, the bill would also increase penalties for those who vandalize property or assault police officers during a protest that turned violent. So I can get on board with that. I mean, if you're going to beat all the windows out of an entire block, that somebody's got to pay for that,
Yeah.
and it should probably be you.
Insurance.
Look, we saw all that stuff. We put out all those reports of the insurance companies not paying a quarter of what
Yeah.
the people needed in Minneapolis to put their
Right.
put their lives back together for
Mhm.
their livelihood of this business that they've put together, and the
Yep.
insurance
And then
companies giving them a quarter of what they needed.
Yeah, and then municipalities got together and said, well, you gotta pay your taxes in advance for the next year
Yeah,
before you can rebuild.
right?
What?
Just get fired up over that kind of stuff. The other one I'm going to get fired up over is this one. Days Inn in Elyria declared a nuisance by the court and ordered to shut down. We were just talking about this the other day. I think every time that I've run into something like this, the company or business or person has sued and found, and the government has been found liable that they cannot shut a business down because somebody thinks it's a nuisance unless they have a just cause.
Right.
They ordered the hotel a nuisance, ordered it to shut down, and sold at auction. So not only did they order it to shut down, they saying they're going to sell it. The owner-operator Elyria Hotels was caught off guard by the court order, according to their Michigan area attorney Sean Desai. He said they were shocked. We've been expecting to present our case at trial. They were long-standing business in the community. Judge cited alleged felony drug violation and prostitution as the reason the hotel was declared a nuisance. So, just like in Michigan, in Flint, when they shut that corner store down, the people that own the establishment are not responsible for the felonies of people that come onto their property.
No.
And the Elyria police told court there has allegedly been an abundance of criminal activity at the hotel that's led to hundreds of police calls for suspected drug activity and prostitution. A man who only wanted to be identified as Brandon from Cleveland says he's really not surprised that a shame something has been around so long will disappear. He said the drugs are bad everywhere. It's probably what it is, drugs and prostitution. Days Inn is now considering its legal options, including a possible appeal after the judge declared the premises a nuisance. They say it's always been a family-friendly business. Well, probably not if there's drugs and prostitution going on. And good for travelers traveling through to Sandusky and Cleveland. There's also been family trips and soccer-type programs, Attorney Desai said. Well, I don't know. Well, even if it is a cesspool, the government doesn't have a right to shut somebody's business down unless they can prove that they were actively participating in the felonious problem.
Right.
If you're trying to talk to me, Ryan, you better turn your microphone on because I can't hear you.
I'm telling jokes. It's probably the best we don't put on air. Yeah.
So, in any event, I don't. Yeah, that. I think the city of Elyria is going to end up just paying out a big pile of money to this hotel.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
It would be interesting to know whether someone wants to develop that property.
Oh yeah, it would be. Like maybe there's an outside influence or pressure on this particular property.
Yeah.
That may have an underlying reason for getting rid of it.
Right.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Yep.
We got a Stark County man arrested for shooting and killing a woman in her driveway. So this numbnuts, Jason McDermott, 29-year-old Kent man, is arrested Wednesday for shooting to death a woman on October 28th. Morgan Fox was murdered while getting into her vehicle parked in the driveway of her home on Fraser Avenue, North Canton. When deputies arrived at the home at 6:30 a.m., Fox was pronounced dead at the scene. Jason Allen McDermott is charged with aggravated murder and is now locked up in the Stark County Jail. Stark County Sheriff deputies are not releasing a motive and said the case is still under investigation. We remain dedicated to ensuring the safety of everyone in Stark County. Those who disrupt that safety will continue to be held accountable, said Sheriff George Meyer. Anyone with information is asked to call the Stark County Sheriff's Office. Well, thankfully they got a hold of the guy.
Yeah.
But that's not something that we see a lot of in this particular area. Know what I mean?
No,
No, most of, I mean,
thankfully.
most of the shootings in our area are typically all,
Into hood?
well, and gang related.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like there's an
avoid,
underlying
if you
issue there.
avoid those things, you know, avoid those things, you
Yeah.
have a greater chance of not being involved in that, but.
Yeah. Well, we got a good news story. American hostage rescued in West Africa by SEAL Team 6 in a daring raid. I read this headline and thought, can you imagine the numbnuts who figured out, the first one to figure out, shit, SEAL Team 6 is after me.
Oh, crap.
So,
It might have been the third or fourth numbnuts that was there.
why, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What happened to Ed?
Yeah.
Right.
American hostage was rescued in Nigeria by SEAL Team 6 in a daring raid. And I don't even know that they leaked this on purpose, or we don't normally get to hear about this stuff.
Yeah.
The elite commandos parachuted out of a U.S. Air Force transport plane a few miles from the target. It's like the beginning of the movie, a Rambo movie, right? Without suffering any casualties, the SEALs rescued Philip Walton, 27, after killing a number of his captors. Walton had been taken hostage by armed men last week. One U.S. official briefed on the mission tells Fox News it would not have been successful without the help of other military services and the intelligence community. It was an extraordinary team effort with different parts of the joint forces making this happen. We got a tweet from President Trump called SEAL Teams Brave Warriors, saying our nation salutes the courageous soldiers behind the daring nighttime rescue operation. Speaking before a crowd in Pennsylvania on Saturday, Trump added the kidnappers wish they had never done it. I would imagine they wouldn't. We got our...
They were wishing that as soon as they heard that bird.
You know, if they jumped out of that plane, I would bet they didn't hear anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
The first crack of a suppressed 5.56 was probably the first thing they heard.
probably the first thing they probably heard a thud from the first dude hitting the ground. Be like, what happened to that?
Yeah. Where's Ed?
Yeah, Larry drank too much. He said, we got our young man back, but the other side suffered gravely. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany told Fox and Friends that the decision to pull the trigger on the operation was tough, but that ultimately the president prioritizes the safety of American citizens. She added a lot of keeping things quiet until that moment when you get the go-ahead. And I was talking to some of our soldiers, and they said to me, we prayed you get the green light. Walton was kidnapped in Niger, where he lives. The rescue took place in northern Nigeria, which neighbors Niger. SEAL Team 6 was chosen for the operation because they are responsible for West Africa. U.S. forces conducted the hostage rescue operation during the early hours of October 31st in northern Nigeria. The American citizen held hostage by a group of armed men, said Chief Pentagon spokesman. No U.S. military personnel were injured during the operation. We appreciate the support of our international partners in conducting the operation. Mike Pompeo said the government made good on its pledge to safely return all American citizens taken captive. We delivered on that commitment late last night in Nigeria, where some of our bravest and most skilled warriors rescued a U.S. citizen. I want to know why they grabbed the dude.
Probably money.
I would imagine.
It's just opportunity. I've got
They received their share of precious metals.
I got a family friend that hunts in Africa just about every year, and they warn them about it every time they go over there. The hostage doesn't have to be worth money. They know the government will pay it well, or send SEAL Team 6 in.
Well, that's why I said them guys got their
They're
payment in precious metals.
Yeah.
Lead and copper. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they may have picked the wrong leadership to try to negotiate with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out for him. Well, it didn't.
No.
In any event.
Nope. It absolutely did not.
We didn't pick out any products tonight, so, did you? Ah, we got products.
So that he's on top of it.
We got some new
There's
purses.
somebody there, Jason.
Yeah. All right, new purses.
These are.
I think Montana West or Jesse
Montana
James or
West.
something.
Yep. These are Montana
This one's
West.
an Anticraft.
This is the Jesse James.
Nate's big on purses. He's got a YouTube video with it.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
He's not great at, matching the outfit to the bag, but he's learning.
That takes time. I mean,
It does.
These are pretty
That's a
good
skill.
quality. You know, these are this one here is a Jesse James. Company called Jesse James. Small pocket on the front.
This one's got couple pockets inside that's big enough
Pocket
to probably hold a
inside,
gun,
yeah.
and a pocket on the outside big enough. Oh,
One funky buckle. Yeah, it's another little pocket.
And a through
on
pocket.
the Flat.
and that's the gun pocket. I'm guessing
Yeah.
that's actually a pretty big pocket, like a pretty big zipper. I know some of the ones
Yeah.
that smaller zipper that.
I think all these are leather, double stitch straps, so they can't cut off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, them are heavy leather, pretty heavy leather straps.
This one's only got one side. I guess you gotta deal with that.
So that's a right-handed purse only, apparently.
Yeah. These also have the key lock. You can lock it up.
And this one's
I guess that would be called a round the neck chokehold one.
and this
These
one's
do have metal. They are metal.
yeah, they are metal They do have metal buckles on them, and they are all
Straps.
leather. Metal zippers. This one's just the brown version of that one. Pretty
Yeah.
big
Couple different styles other than these ones.
bag. It seems like there's a
Magnetic clasping device. These are big enough. They're like a quarter cow, right?
Yeah. Quarter of a cow.
Oh, see, they made the pocket go through the back of like the pocket goes through the
That's what
back.
they do
So
with the
there's still
remainder
a ton
of
of
the
room to put the kitchen sink and a
Yeah.
bag of Skittles and
Work out the driveway.
What'd you say, Ryan?
So what do you think they do with the remainders from making veal?
there we go. No, that one doesn't have a lock.
Yeah, I don't care what they do with the skin. They can make purses out of them. The steak tastes just fine on my plate.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway,
Locks.
these are pretty good quality. Let me see. How much they cost? This was $36.
35 bucks.
Yeah.
So still
I
not.
guess this one's $36 too.
Yeah, it's the same one, I think.
Yeah, this is $36.
So not.
Hey, you ladies are looking for a new purse? Put your gun in.
Not any more than a holster, really.
Yeah.
No, not anymore in the holster.
No, not at all, actually.
Yeah, I just realized we need to get better at reviewing purses. Maybe we should get some ladies to review the purses.
That would probably be a good thing, because they would it'd probably be a whole Friday Night Live show of them reviewing purses.
Reviewing purses.
Yeah.
Probably. Or a series.
Yeah. Three-part
live
series.
Ryan wants a satchel, like Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah.
Well, this would make a cute sack.
There you go.
Well, will my laptop fit?
That's as big as.
I think so.
You could use that for a possible
I think
back.
that's in the college.
Unload.
Yeah, I think you're.
Old school people.
Maybe not the laptop.
They actually do make a laptop bag with a holster pocket in it.
Right.
It's actually kind of nice. Bulldog makes it,
Anyway.
but they also price it nicely.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Why buy one of them that's priced nicely when you buy one of these? It does the same thing.
The good thing about these purses is I'm not the one that shopped for them this time, so maybe they'll be acceptable.
Okay,
to
so
the
Mom
ladies.
says they're crossbody style.
Oh.
Apparently not chokehold style.
Not chokehold style.
Not chokehold style. Is that what you said?
He
Chokehold
said
style.
something
Oh,
like.
yeah, I said chokehold.
Isn't it the same?
Chokehold. Yeah, what is that? That's like,
What's the difference?
so they're more half Nelson than chokehold.
Oh, yeah, but I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, Diane found all the purses and decided
Well,
that.
I'm sure he's better at it than him.
I got $100 bill says so.
What, they're picking out purses?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I know the problem is
Hey,
I'm
come
not
on
going to win any money because nobody will take me up on that bet.
Well,
No.
come on and come on down. Diane, she really helped us out. Went through, got some other styles of purses. Kind of set up she's working on setting up the ladies' corner here at the store. So I know we got a bunch of American flagged ladies cut T-shirts in today. So we're gonna start getting them, get them in the cash register system and get them out on the shelf. Figure out where we're gonna put them, but we'll get them out there and probably over there by that corner. So we're gonna have kind of a ladies section out there.
They were still all out of the chokehold style.
Ma says they were all out of the chokehold style.
Half Nelson's more effective anyhow.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we got for you guys tonight. Like I said, be a couple weeks before we get back here, at least. So hopefully everybody has a nice Thanksgiving and stays out of trouble. I probably won't, but that's just me. And if you're traveling for the holidays, stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you get a cell phone app or a map or something if you're going to carry out of state. Make sure you know the rules when you're going. So other than that, hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and we will see you after a while.